Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today with another 31 days of tarot prompts. Today is day 9 of the 31 days of tarot with the question or with the topic of our most memorable tarot reading in 2019. First of all, yesterday I didn't post the day 8 of 31 Days of Tarot, which was the tarot books in 2019 that we read and we loved. Actually, I didn't read one tarot book at all in 2019, so I haven't anything to talk about for this prompt. So um, this isn't a video, so this is missing in my 31 Days of Tarot, but it is how it is. Um, so today, our most memorable tarot reading in 2019, I actually have two. First of all, the experience. I read tarot and oracle cards. They're no more for, oh my gosh, not as long, but still for 3 or 4 years now. I think 3 years. And I mostly do it when I'm at home for myself or for my mom, who is also a spiritual person. Um, and then I had those seminars, which I talked about during my social work that I did on primary school. And I had those seminars where people who also did a social work um, for this organization um, met, and we did a lot of fun things and interesting things, and we learned a little bit about social work, about this organization, about psychology, and about topics that we wanted to learn about. And I actually started to miss my tarot cards and cartomancy and stuff. So, a roommate of mine, I don't know how we actually got on the topic, but it started with astrology and zodiac signs. And then she said, well, I'm interested in those kinds of stuff. And then I felt free to open myself up and say, okay, I'm interested too. And I actually work with tarot cards and stuff. And she was like, oh my gosh, um, can you read for me? Can you lay out? And I didn't actually had tarot cards or oracle card decks with me. And then we were down in the lobby of that hotel where we had our seminar, and there were other people as well from our seminar group. And then we talked about that, and our seminar teachers um, listened to that as well, and they were open about it and said, oh yes, I would love to get a reading from you. And so we improvised and they had actually a normal playing card set, and I said, okay, this is not a full tarot deck, but at least we have the minors, so I can try to read with those. And so nearly everyone in there, I think there were 20 people or something. Um, I read for those and I laid out for 20 people on that evening. It was really exhausting at the time because it was much, but it was so fun. And all those people were like fascinated about how um, fitting their reading were, and how I knew things with that reading that weren't possible for me to know, because at that time I knew those people for about 2 days. So that was a very beautiful experience, and I'm very happy did that I had this experience in my life, because now I'm more open about it. and I'm more convinced about tarot even, because even one guy especially was, I don't believe in that shit. This is all um this can't work. This is all show and something. But he was open to, because everybody else wanted a reading. He said, "Okay, lay the cards out for me, and we see." And I laid the cards out, and I was like, "Is it possible that there is a birthday party or something in your family right now, or in the near future?" Because the cards were like that. And I said, if this is the case, it could be that there is some conflict arising on that party, that you could, now I'm blanking. I don't know the English word I'm searching for right now. That you could change, or that you could, with your action, maybe there isn't this conflict then. It depends on how you act. And he was like, how do you know that actually there is a birthday party? And one of my family members has birthday in next week or something. And he was fascinated as well. And he was quite shocked that this is not just bullshit, and this can work. So that this was a very good experience. And now to those two most memorable readings that I had also on this seminar. And I read for a roommate of mine um, a love reading. And I was like, the first time I laid the cards out for her in the second seminar or something, I was like, okay, well, there is something there that you need to let go of in your head. Your mindset isn't right and you're blocking yourself from love. Maybe there is even something happened in the past that's causing you to think about blocking yourself away and not opening up. And the second time I read for her, there was nearly the same thing. I was like, okay, you didn't work. You're blocking yourself off from love. You have the potential, and there even was someone in the cards that would be a match or a partner for her. But you have this, you're blocking yourself away from it because of past experiences. Um, and by the second time, because it was the same topic that came up, then she opened up to me and talked about what her past experience was with love relationships and what she had experienced. And it was so emotional for me and so touching. It was quite a bit shocking, and it overwhelmed my feelings. I even get now tears in my eyes when I think about it. Um, and because of this emotional, very touching experience, and that she opened up, it left me speechless. Not because I was right or because the cards showed me that, but what her experience was, and that she opened up and that she talked about it and what she had to go through. It was very, very emotional and touching, and a very extreme moment for me. So this was the first, and the second was a reading that I did for a guy also. On those seminars. And it was also, I did one reading, and I thought also a love reading, and I saw this, that he had an inner conflict, and that he isn't in his self love, that he is conflicted with himself, that he is not clear about what he really wants, or he knows what he wants, but he won't accept it, didn't want to accept it, and he needs to let go of that inner conflict to and needs to recognize that all is well and that he's good, um, and that he's a good person. And by the second or even the third, no, the second reading was exactly the same. And I said, it's the same as last time. You haven't worked out your inner conflict, you haven't worked out your thing. As long as you don't work on this, you're not gonna be able to get a relationship. And you have the potential to get a relationship. And I knew him by that time. And he is a beautiful person. He has the best humor ever. He is so, he is a good person. He has a good character. And he likes to help, um, and everything. So it was so, I couldn't understand why he was so conflicted and didn't accept who he was. And then at the final seminar where he was there, I did the final reading for him. And in this final reading, um, it was a complete other reading. The, the cards, I laid the cards out, and they showed me that he is now actually in a relationship, or that he has found a partner and that he is happy and he's in love and that relationship has potential, um, and that he resolved his inner conflict. And I said, okay, that's surprising. The inner conflict still lies here. And he thought, oh no, did I, inner conflict, but I changed. And I said, yeah, that's what the cards say here too. You resolved your inner conflict, and I think you're in love right now, or you're in a partnership or relationship right now. If not, then there's something near you, and this will come to you soon. And he's like, yeah, you're right. I'm in a relationship right now, or in the dating phase at least. And I got to know someone, and I'm happy with this person. And then he opened up and he talked about what his inner conflict was, or at least what I think his inner conflict was. I will not go in depth in that, but it was very interesting. And it was such a beautiful experience because oftentimes when you lay out the cards for someone, then you often have those problems and those challenges and those things that they need to work on, to reach their goal, or to get successful, or to get what they want. And oftentimes you lay out those cards and it's oftentimes the same, and in the next reading it's the same, and you don't get as often than the happy end when you really get to lay out the cards and there's the happy end finally there after 2 or 3 readings where you had the same problem that they need to work on. And not often you get to experience the happy end phase as well. And this was very special because of that, because I knew that I helped this person, to, yeah, to get happy and to get what they wanted, which was a relationship or a partner, um, and to open their eyes up and to work on them. Um, and to see then finally and get to experience the happy end was absolutely awesome. So these were my two most memorable tarot readings and a beautiful tarot and cartomancy spirituality experience that I had. Um, and I will never forget about those. This was an awesome journey and an awesome time with my tarot readings and oracle readings. Um, so, what were yours? Let me know in the comment. Also, feel free to comment on my experiences and what you think about them. Please like and subscribe to my channel as well so you don't miss out on any of the content that I will create and that I have planned for this channel. And thank you for watching. Until next time, bye.